Hi everybody, this is another edition of Sales Leadership Power View. Today we're going to talk about sales coaching again, making the transition from being the boss to being the coach. Everybody knows what boss is spelled backwards, don't you? It's double S-O-B. And nobody wants to be a double S-O-B. Everybody wants to be a highly effective sales coach. But coaching comes with mixed reviews. Most people don't like to be coached because in the past all the coaching they've received has been of a judgmental nature or evaluative nature. There are really two types of coaching feedback that sales managers can give their people. It's the evaluative coaching feedback or developmental coaching feedback. And let me explain the difference and give you an example. Evaluative coaching feedback is, how did you do in the past? What were your results? What did you do good? What did you do wrong? How will it affect your compensation? How will it affect your performance? It can be very critical in nature, and again, it's very evaluative. Developmental coaching is focused on the future. It's focused on your behavior, what you can do better. It's a two-way conversation versus evaluative coaching, which was just a one-way conversation with the boss, the double SOB, talking to the salesperson. Salespeople would be very receptive to developmental coaching feedback, but they rarely receive it because sales managers have never been trained to do it effectively. How do you give developmental coaching feedback? Obviously, attending some sort of training or learning to become an effective sales coach would be step number one. But I can give you a couple of tips here. When you have the conversation and you co-travel with a salesperson, at the end of the call or the end of the day, you want to have a two-way conversation where you ask the salesperson, how did they think it went? What did they do good? What were they effective on? And you want to reinforce all those things they did well, giving them plenty of recognition and positive kudos, keeping it positive. You also want to ask the salesperson were there areas they thought they might be able to improve. And if you agree with that, you want to encourage that and reinforce that, and then ask them, well, what steps do you think they could take to improve that behavior so they can perform at a higher level going forward? And give some feedback on that. If you agree, then you should agree on some sort of timeline and some sort of accountability so that the salesperson can take the necessary steps to improve their behavior and perform at a higher level. It takes courage by the sales manager to speak specifically about the things the salesperson did well, but also the things that the salesperson needs to improve on. And it takes a lot of courage by the sales manager to hold that salesperson accountable to improving those behaviors so they can perform at a higher level. But ultimately, helping your salespeople improve their behaviors at any stage of the sales process leads to higher performance. Higher performance leads to higher sales revenue and more kudos for your sales team, for you, and ultimately greater success for the company. So I say thumbs up for sales coaching, but I'd encourage every sales manager to seek some sort of sales coaching training and become a highly effective sales coach delivering highly effective developmental feedback.